Hey guys, and welcome to the video. Happy New Year. 2021 is here. And I hope you all had an amazing time with your friends and family over the holiday period, as much as you could have anyway in this difficult time. But like I said, 2021 is here. So what is the best diet to get results in 2021? So beginning of January, and you feel it's time to make a change, or scrap that, you feel like you should be making a change because that's what people do, right? And there are endless diets that are thrown at you, thrust in your face, all claiming to offer the solution to your problem. So which is the best diet in 2021? Which do you pick? Which one will work for you? We've got things like Slimming World, Weight Watchers, we've got fasting, the 5-2 diet, juice diets, Herbalife, Juice Plus, things like that. Things like skinny coffee, skinny teas. You've got things like the Dukan diet or the keto diet and the paleo diet. All these things that all claim to be the best and all claim to solve your problem. And all these diets may have a different name and use a different method, but in actual fact, there's a secret. The secret is they all actually do the same thing. They help you eat less than your body needs, which is how weight loss works. So it basically puts you into a calorie deficit, which is what you need to lose weight. That's opposed to a calorie surplus where you put on weight. So a calorie deficit is what you need to lose weight, and that's what all these different diets do, just in a different way. So for example, Slimming World and Weight Watchers will count points and sins. Intermittent fasting will allow you to eat at certain times of the day, so eating less. Juicing diets will make you eat less calories because you're cutting out certain things. The same with the keto diet, you're cutting out carbohydrates and eating more fats. And so all these things are cutting out calories and put you into that calorie deficit, which helps you lose weight. So nothing special about any of these diets, they're all just doing the same thing in a different way. So none of them have found like the magical secret to fat burning. They're just a different company doing the same thing to try and attract your attention when you fail on the previous diet. And unfortunately, a lot of people get stuck into this cycle of trying one, failing on it, going on to the next one, doing exactly the same thing. And unbeknown to them, it's just going to end up in the same problem because they have not actually solved the real reason why they're failing on diets or why they need to lose weight to start with. So this thing of the calorie deficit, I'd like to make it super easy for you to understand with a glass and some water. So you will need a certain amount of calories per day to survive, and it's like a fuel tank. So let's just say you need 2,000 calories. Everyone needs a different amount, but let's just say for this example, you need 2,000 calories, and this glass is 2,000 calories when it's full. So throughout the day, you will eat 2,000 calories and your glass will be filled up, and you will maintain your weight because you're eating exactly what your body needs. Now, if you eat more than that, it goes over the top of the glass. I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to make a mess. And it's stored as fat because you're eating more than your body needs. So that's how you put on weight. Let me just tip some of this water out and I'll explain how you lose weight. So I hope you can see this glass now that the water doesn't come right to the top. So remember, I said that this fuel tank in the body needs 2,000 calories for its daily needs. And now, because it's not full, because the food you've eaten doesn't actually reach this, it has to come from somewhere. And because it's not coming from your food, where does it come from instead? It comes from your body fat. So instead of the food filling up to the top, it comes from your body fat stores. So you end up losing fat to get to that requirement for the day. So you eat less than your body needs, and it takes it from your body fat to meet that requirement. So very easy. That's how it works with food. Let's expand this example and add in some exercise as well. So adding in exercise, it's just like having a bigger glass. So this is the previous glass, and this is the new glass. So adding in exercise just means that you require more per day. So if I put this water from here into here, you can see that this gap now is huge. So the requirement per day has gone up because you're doing more movement, so you need more energy. So again, where does this come from? If it's not coming from your food, it has to come from somewhere else. So it comes from your body fat. So you've increased the amount of energy you need per day, and so you're increasing the amount of fat that comes from your body, so you lose more weight. So with weight loss, that's what I recommend, to reduce your food and do a bit more movement, a bit more exercise to make the biggest calorie deficit possible. Remember, calorie deficit basically means eating less than your body needs. In this case here, your body needs more because it's doing more exercise. So that's a very simple way to explain calories and how your body works with weight loss, with water and a glass. So like I said, all the diets that I mentioned before that you've probably seen all around the internet and people talking about, they all do the same thing. They just achieve it in a different way. And I could literally just make up a diet on the spot now. So I've got a can of baked beans in my hand and call it the baked bean diet. And I can guarantee you lose weight because you're eating less calories than your body needs. The protocol is you eat a can of baked beans 3 times a day, add in some broccoli or some other vegetables to get your vitamins, and you can eat some chocolate a few times a week. And like I said, I can guarantee you lose weight because that's not many calories over the day. And yeah, so great, right? But it's not great, is it? Because how long are you likely to do that before you get bored? And the rest of your life, how is it going to fit in with the rest of your life? And also things like emotional eating and cravings and things like that. How is that going to be solved? And just on that note, in the description below, I have a free webinar on emotional eating and sugar cravings and how to solve these problems, things that your doctor won't tell you. So if you'd like to register for that, click in the description below. There'll be a time and a date that will suit you. And yeah, that will teach you all about cravings, emotional eating, mindless eating, things like that, that so many people struggle with. So down there in the description. So like I said, this diet, great for weight loss, but it's not, because you haven't solved any of the underlying issues, like the emotional eating, like the mindset and the motivation to get up every day and continue to do the diet, because most diets fail because you don't want to be doing what you're doing. You just want to get your weight off. So being able to work on those mindset issues is so important, and most diets don't focus on that at all. Now, I've mentioned a few times throughout this video that one of the biggest problems people have with their diets is the emotional eating side, so the cravings and possible sugar addiction, or whatever you like to call it, because of the big problem of you kind of plan to eat a certain way. I'm going to eat perfectly, I'm going to eat this, that, and the other in my perfect diet. But then what happens sometime during the day or the week or the month, the devil comes out on your shoulder and says, ooh, you've been good, have some of this, or eat this, or just one, just a little bit, or you're missing out. And it whispers away in your ear, or shouts, and you don't know how to stop that until you give in. It's that urge and that craving and that uncomfortable feeling. And so most people, they end up being pulled back in the opposite direction. They're trying to go in one direction with their diet, being really good and on it, but then this emotional eating side comes out and pulls them back in the other direction. And this is one of the big things I found that people have, or the big problems they have, that's stopping them reaching their goal. And after speaking to hundreds of women that have this problem, I have created a free webinar, which I mentioned earlier in this video as well. Down in the description below, register for it. It is free. You can pick a date and a time that's suitable for you. And this will go through 45 minutes of training on how to solve your emotional, mindless, binge eating habits, things that your doctor won't tell you, things that your doctor doesn't know. And so I've created this to be as helpful as possible. Obviously, I can't talk about so much stuff in a short YouTube video like this, so that's why I've crammed it all into a whole webinar for you. So I designed this to be the educational resource that you need to finally make 2021 the year that you solve this problem, and the year that you finally get to your weight loss goal and are able to maintain it for long term. So again, that is down there in the description. Register today. And like I said before, all these diets that I mentioned earlier in the video, don't help solve these problems for you. They teach you how to eat in a certain way, sometimes exercise as well. But anything that's holding you back up here with the emotional eating, the self-worth, the motivation, you don't get that. And for most people, that's what causes them to fail. So make 2021 the year you don't fall for another fad diet, a year you don't waste money and time on something else, that 2022 will come round and you'll be doing another one. Make this the year that you make the best decision and you listen to good advice from well-trained professionals rather than the fad diets that are created in the industry with untrained people teaching them, and things that people jump on and believe are true, and they can show some good results, but then when you go back to these people after time, they put the weight back on, unfortunately. But it's so easy to see results from them and be fooled into thinking that they work because they're very clever at marketing. So I really, really hope you take action on this if you do have a problem with emotional eating. And remember, my food structure guide is down there as well in the description to go along with it. And please, please, like, the diet industry is full of so much rubbish. And for me, it's so hard to see it every year and people falling for it, wasting their money and just not being happy. So that's why I created these things. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Comment down below, let me know what you think. Tell me, have you had problems, or do you have problems with emotional eating, binge eating, mindless eating, sugar cravings, sugar addiction? Is that something you've had? And have you tried one of these diets I mentioned in the video as well? So Weight Watchers, Slimming World, Keto, Herbalife, Juice Plus, anything I mentioned in the video. Have you tried these things? What are your results? How have you found them? Anything interesting? I'd like to know. And subscribe as well if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video.